All right, I've now got the time as 2 minutes after 7 o'clock, and it looks like we've topped out at around 61 people, which is great participation. That's more than even I was expecting. And I actually just saw in our text chat, we've got our outbound exchange student Zane here from Brazil. Everybody say hello to Zane. Oh, wait, you can't, you're muted. Hi, Zane. But we will go ahead and we will call this first ever Zoom meeting of Rotary District 6460 to order. For those of you who may not recognize me, my name is Ryan Byers. I am your district governor nominee. And if there's one way most Rotary meetings that I have been to have started, it's been with the ringing of a bell. And you're in luck because I have a lot of random Rotary junk in my basement. So I can make us official. And yes, that was a serving spoon I just rang the bell with because I couldn't find my gavel. In any event, again, I just want to thank everybody for taking the time to join us this evening. We were going to be joined up top by our district governor, Mark Roberts, who is going to have some comments for you. Unfortunately, Mark at about 10:30 this morning got a hold of me and indicated that he's had to get on a conference call for work that was announced at the last minute. For those of you who don't know or don't remember, Mark is the director of a community foundation of Central Illinois up in Peoria, and they had a conference call this evening on the subject of emergency grants and emergency funding to help respond to COVID-19. So Mark was not able to join us, unfortunately. He did want me to let everybody know that he very much is enjoying seeing on Facebook and other forms of social media how all of our Rotary clubs are adapting to this unfortunate situation and how we're managing to stay connected. And he just wanted to emphasize to keep up the good work in that respect. So that is Mark's message. Just a couple of notes regarding how the meeting is going to work this evening. I have some prepared comments and some prepared content to deliver to you guys. And if you've not been on a Zoom call before, as of right now, and if everything is working as I've intended, you should not be able to hear anybody but me. And the reason for that is I have muted all of our other participants to avoid background noise. But we are going to have some opportunities later on in the meeting for individuals to go ahead and give us a little bit of feedback or comment on some of the topics that we're discussing. And in order to do that while also not hearing what everybody has going on in their house, what I would ask you to do is there should be somewhere in your interface, and unfortunately I don't see it because I'm the moderator, but somewhere in their interface there should be a raise hand button. And if you can click that raise hand button when we're going to have some discussion, let me know. Also, I'm getting some messages in our text chat right now that at least one person doesn't have audio. Can everybody else hear me all right? If so, pop a chat down there. Yeah, Bill Durrell's giving me the thumbs up from Pike County. Here, he can hear me. Alan Stair says I sound great. All right. So that might just be an individual user issue. But I did want to start us off with just some updates from the district. And as you can imagine, as with the rest of the world, we have had to make quite a few adjustments to our district schedule. So I just wanted to begin by confirming the status of some of our upcoming district events. First and foremost, we were set to have the Rotary Leadership Institute in Springfield this coming Saturday, March 28th. That has been canceled, and if you or somebody from your club registered for that, you can get a hold of Dave Canerium, who was arranging that event in order to discuss a refund if those refunds have not hit yet. Our Rotary Youth Leadership Awards down in Carlinville during the weekend of April 17th have been postponed and will not be taking place as scheduled. Again, refunds on that should be forthcoming, and if you have not heard anything, please get a hold of our RILA chair, Kathy Jo Littleton Wall. Our friends up at the Rotary Club of Macomb, we're going to have a centennial celebration on April 18th. That centennial celebration has been postponed. And your contact on that, if you have questions, is Tom Stites. Tom Stites for the Macomb Centennial, but they are looking at rescheduling that for a date in either the summer or the fall. Our Rotary District Assembly, which was scheduled for April 25th, has also been canceled. Nobody should be looking for any refunds on that because it was a free event. But we are looking at a way, and our district governor-elect Maura Donnelly is actively looking for a way to deliver some of the content that normally would have been delivered at district assembly in an online format. So keep on top of things, keep on top of your email for an announcement from Maura about alternatives for district assembly. Also, and this is probably the biggest one on the list, the Rotary International Convention, which was scheduled to be June 6th through 10th in Honolulu, Hawaii, has been canceled as well. So obviously, if you've registered for that, I know they are processing refunds. I know if you booked through the official Rotary travel service, they sent out an email to most of us earlier this week, which indicates that the hotels that have been booked through that service have been canceled, and hopefully everybody is able to work something out on their airfare as well. One other thing, just so everybody is aware, the host organization committee, that is the committee of folks in Hawaii that's responsible for helping to put on the international convention, they put out an announcement earlier this week, and they had an indication, well, they have a tradition of the host organization committee selling some unique Rotary merchandise at the convention. And they had already ordered quite a bit of that merchandise. Some of it is on order. And since they're not going to have an opportunity to sell that at the convention, they are in a circumstance where they're going to try to sell some of that online. And if anybody would be interested in helping that group defray some of the expenses that they've got, you can go and you can help purchase some Hawaiian shirts, or you can purchase your official, and I swear that this is a true statement, I'm not making this up as a joke, you can purchase your official Mark Maloney bobblehead. So you can purchase those shirts or the bobblehead at 2020alohashirts.com. That's 2020alohashirts.com. Also, we've got some folks who are going to be joining us for updates on their own programs. And I believe I see Rod Buffington on the line, who is going to talk to us about baseball. I'm going to unmute Rod and see if he's there. Rod, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, and I believe the rest of the group should be able to hear you as well at this point. So Rod, if you'd like to give everybody an update on baseball and literacy, please do so.
The baseball game has not been canceled. Of course, Major League Baseball has not approved when they are going to start games. If they will start games, we do not know. However, at this point, I have the 2,000 tickets on my desk. I have taken 275 tickets to Galesburg, and they have sold already 100 tickets. What I am suggesting, if you get inquiries for ticket sales, please take them at this point. However, I want you to hold the checks. I don't want the checks being sent in to me. If you want to send in that you sold some tickets, that's fine, because that gives me an indication that tickets are being sold. But keep the checks just in case they cancel the game. Then we can return the checks to the various people that had written the checks. And I'm doing that because that will allow us to return the checks, meaning that they have not been turned over to Neil, and Neil has to write 100 and 200 checks from the district account. I'm trying to save him some time if the game is completely canceled. If the game is on July 25th, then send in the checks and orders as always, and we will take care of everybody in relationship to tickets. I don't know the status of it, and I'm hoping that they get started. However, as everything else, I'm sure we who were planning on going to London to see the Cubs and Cardinals play will not be doing so. We haven't heard a word on that yet, but it looks very grim that we might be able to go to London in June. So keep me posted on what you're doing, and I'll keep you posted on what I'm doing. Thank you.
Okay, very good, Rod. And just to confirm, because we've had a couple of questions pop up in our text chat. Number one, in case anybody missed it, the date for the game that we have this year is July 25th. And could you remind everybody of our price for the tickets, Rod?
6:15 p.m.
At 6:15, an evening game, and the cost?
And the cost per ticket is $55. And they are in the left field loge and left field pavilion, which means the second and third decks. And both tickets, for the loge ticket, we're getting a $90 tickets for $55. And on the pavilion ticket, we're getting a $73 ticket for $55.
Okay. So again, just to summarize what Rod said, we've got our evening game this year, July 25th. He does have tickets available for folks to take. But please do go ahead, try to sell some tickets. But if you sell tickets, do not send the money in to Rod. Just hold it for the time being. And if we later find out that game is canceled, you'll then be able to return the checks or money to the folks who have given it to you. And I'm sure that we will go ahead and we'll follow up with an email on that, so everybody's got it in writing as well. But that's the update for now. I am going to go ahead at this time and we will mute Rod. Somebody just asked which team we're playing at the baseball game. It is going to be a Cubs-Cardinals game, July 25th, 6:15 in St. Louis. So that's our baseball update. And now I'm going to unmute Tiffany Wormowski. Tiffany, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay, and hopefully everybody can hear Tiffany with her specialized Rotary District 6460 Youth Exchange background. For anybody who doesn't know Tiffany, she is our District Youth Exchange Chair, and she has an update on the status of our Youth Exchange program. Go for it, Tiff.
Thanks, Ryan. We started out this year with 8 inbounds, 8 foreign kids in our district. One went home in February for other reasons. She didn't break any rules. The other, we've got one who went home a week ago Saturday back to Taiwan at the request of his parents. I'm going to try to get through this without crying. It's been an emotional, difficult, frustrating, amazing time for youth exchange and for the whole world. But in my little world of youth exchange, we've got we've got 6 in our district right now that are still here. One just told me today that she's going home at the request of her parents back to Italy next week. So we will be getting her to an airport and back to her parents. There's been no directive from the Department of State, from Central States, from NIAN, from Rotary International for what we should do. It's all up to the parents and the students and each individual situation. So we've been monitoring each student closely to figure out how they're doing mentally, how they're doing logistically, how their parents are feeling. I've also been in contact with Zane down in Brazil. Hey, Zane. And we've been keeping track of Maya in Denmark. Those are our 2 outbound kids from our district. They are both safe. They are both staying put for now. And things are changing all the time. So I'm so appreciative of the support that all of our students have gotten from the district and from all of our Rotary entities. And I'm just grateful for the host families and everybody's patience and love. And it's been interesting.
Mm-hmm. And I will say too, and you know, I, as our district governor nominee, am copied on quite a few Rotary emails. And I've been, over the past couple of weeks, as everybody can imagine, copied on quite a few about youth exchange specifically. And I've seen Tiffany's response and the way she's handled that. For those of you who don't know, Tiffany is somebody who I have worked with for over a decade now on various Rotary projects, and I've always had a lot of respect for her, but she has seriously upped her game to handle this unprecedented situation. So if you are able to see her or drop her a note to thank her for all that she's done, absolutely do it, because it's a difficult position in the best of times and I can only imagine what it is right now.
Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you. So with that said, I have actually, this is not on my agenda, but I'll go ahead and I'll do it anyway because I am seeing a video feed from Barb and Lee Mullaney right now, and they've got one of our inbound youth exchange students, Serena from Venezuela, with them. Serena, I have unmuted you. I'm trying to unmute you. It's not letting me unmute you. I'm sorry, Sabrina. I keep saying the wrong name. Sabrina, not Serena. Feel free, if you've got a message for the district, let us hear it.
Oh, well, I'm very happy with my family. Well, for the whole district, I want to let you know that Barcelona and Lee are awesome. I love my husband. I love my family. I love Tiffany. Oh, and here I have my okay. So she is my main my niece. And we are really happy. And right now, my parents they know that I'm safe here. I think that all the exchange students are staying here is because they know that we are in good hands. I mean, they accept to put us in this program because they know that you are very responsible people. And for me, it's not an unusual situation because back in Venezuela, I spent for the whole things that what's going on there. I spent 1 month without electricity, so it's not kind of the same, but I know what to do when you don't have nothing to do. But in the end, I'm very grateful with all the Rotarians, with all the district, because you are taking care of us, and you are you're very stressful about us, and you always say I'm so sorry, but you don't have to be so sorry because we know that you are taking care of us. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Sabrina, and we wish you the best as you continue here. Let's go ahead also around the horn, since we're adding a little bit of international flavor to things. I'm going to put him on the spot, but he's a guy who I think is comfortable on the spot. We've also got our outbound youth exchange student to Brazil, Zane, here with us. Zane, you have anything to say to these folks?
Well, first of all, I got a text this morning from one of my host parents about a message from the U.S. Embassy urging Americans to come home, but I'm still taking it into consideration. Hi, Pierre. Everybody. Hello, I miss all you guys. I'm taking it as it comes, and I'm staying in constant contact with Tiffany, the Rotarians, both here and in the United States. I'm talking to my parents. I'm taking every measure to keep myself healthy, and I'm just keeping an eye out and rolling with the punches, and we'll take it as it comes. And I just want to say thank you to everybody who has checked up on me. It means the world to me. And if you need anything from me at all, don't hesitate to reach out. I will find a way to reach out to you guys. I would love to be there to conduct normal Rotary business with you guys. I'm in quarantine right now. I'm staying safe, so don't worry about me. I'll take it as it comes, and I just want to say that I love all you guys, and I thank you for all your help to help me get here and to help me stay here and to just lift up you guys as you guys are staying safe and healthy in the United States as well.
Okay, thank you very much for that update, Zane. I've also just gotten a message, and I don't know if she wants to say anything, but we'll make her say it anyway. The folks in Macomb have told me that their exchange student, Anya, is on the call. You have anything to say from Macomb? I'm not hearing anything from Macomb. But know that she's here, know that she's on the call, and know that she's listening in with the rest of the crew as well. And I have to say, I've seen a lot of different classes of inbound youth exchange students over the years, and they are folks who really, I think this year, more than any other I've seen, are going to be kids, and I shouldn't say kids, young adults who are really going to be poised to take on this world in a few years. And they always walk away from their exchange year even greater when they started, and they started out pretty great as well. Let me go ahead and see if I can find, yes, I can find him. I am going to unmute Dave Canerium. I think Dave wanted to say a little bit more about the Rotary Leadership Institute. Dave?
Thanks, Ryan. Thanks to everybody. As Ryan said earlier, the RLI, the end of the month, is canceled. At the present time, I am not looking at a reschedule. Possibly we'll hold one in late summer, probably early to late fall. I don't think I want to schedule anything before the end of this Rotary year. I think it's just not safe. And if anybody has any questions or concerns, let me know. As far as the refunds, Ryan, those were sent to RLI or HOA RLI. Those should be, if they don't have them already, they should have their refunds. If not, have them let me know. That's all
Okay.
I got. Thank you.
Very good. Thanks, Dave. And it looks like I was trying to unmute the wrong person earlier. Anna, can you hear me? Would you like to say anything to the district?
Like, I'm fine, and yeah, I'm enjoying free time.
All right, very good. It's great to see everybody from around the horn here, especially our youth exchange students. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to talk a little bit about some opportunities that people have and some other things that folks have done in our district, because if there's one thing that we love as Rotarians, in addition to all of our service work, we love getting together, we love our fellowship, we love our meetings, and unfortunately, that is the number one thing that we are being told not to do right now. So I wanted to talk a little bit about some alternatives that I've already seen out there for club meetings, and then we'll throw it open to the group to see if there's anybody else who maybe has some ideas that we've not gone into here. And I'm going to tell you where you can see quite a few of these things as well. First off, everybody is welcome to host a meeting through Zoom or Google Hangouts or a similar service. I will say I'm not a paid advertiser for Zoom, but I'll talk about it primarily just because I've become familiar with it over the last couple of days to set this up. Anybody in the world, in case you're, well, you should already know this because you're on this call, but pretty well anybody in the world can set up a free Zoom account. And with the free Zoom account, you get to host a meeting of up to 40 minutes with, I believe it's a limit of 100 participants. So in terms of hosting a hangout like this, a group chat for any of your clubs, that is a more than viable option. And of course, you can get some more bells and whistles if you're willing to pay them a little bit of money. The other place where I've seen a lot of things that have been cool popping up among clubs is on our old friend Facebook. Facebook is still out there as well. Rachel Tucker, who's the president of the club up in Galva, did a Facebook Live message to her club today in lieu of their regular meeting at Wednesday at noon. So if you want to go check that out, search up the Rotary Club of Galva page and you can steal some ideas from Rachel in regards to what she did. The other thing is the Rotary Club of Jacksonville, which is my home club. We normally meet on Fridays at noon, and we're getting ready to do something on Facebook as well, which will not be in a live format, but what we've done is we've gone out among our club membership and we have basically had them videotape all of the normal segments of our meetings. So an introduction from our president, a program, what we call rotation, some folks call happy bucks. So we've had that all videotaped by individual members, and we've got somebody working on compiling it right now. And we're going to debut that on Facebook on Friday at noon in our normal format. So that would be another idea for anybody who is looking for something. You could watch that on Friday and potentially steal some of our ideas from that. I will say one of my favorite sayings is if you steal something from one source, it's plagiarism. if you steal something from multiple sources, it's research. So I've gone ahead and given you 2 sources so you can consider this to be research and not plagiarism. I am going to really quickly unmute Rachel. Rachel, you have anything to share about what you were able to pull off this afternoon or what the response to it's been?
It was actually really easy. It was my first time ever doing a Facebook Live broadcasting, but I just set it up at work and just tried to share the love with my fellow Rotarians. But as far as the feedback, it's been great. It was shared all across our community, which is amazing. So on top of it all, we've gotten the word about Rotary out to our fellow community members as well. So that's always fun.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Rachel. And I have just gotten another message here, and I did not realize this until now, but another one of our outbound exchange students is here with us, Maya, who is in Denmark, and I'm going to unmute Maya. Maya, do you have anything to say to Rotary District 6460?
Hello, districts. My situation is really similar to Zane's right now, that we're just taking it all as it comes, and I'm keeping in touch with my home family, host families, and home Rotary and host Rotaries and everybody. And so far, I am still thrilled to be here in Denmark and still so thankful for the opportunity. And even though we are in quarantine, it's still a cultural experience, and we're learning a million things every day. So it's going really well, and it'll keep on trucking through as long as we can.
All right, thank you, Maya. Again, always good to hear from our exchange students. And let me see here really quick. I'm gonna check on one more thing. I'm told that Pierre from France is here as well. Let me see if I can find him. Pierre, there's Pierre. Can you hear me, Pierre? Would you like to say anything to the district?
Sure. Yeah, just stay safe, wash your hand, be careful. That's for everyone. Yeah, and thanks for hosting us. That's amazing. That's amazing experience for sure.
All right, very good. And I guess our exchange students got the message that this was going on because they're all here. Eric from the Philippines is on the line. Eric, you have a message for us? Eric?
Oh, hello. Am I on?
You're on.
Okay. Not much. This is a pretty interesting event. Like, I guess we're all just staying home, trying to stay away from the virus. And just as Pierre said, wash our hands, stay safe, everyone.
Yeah.
All right, very good. Thank you, Eric. And Eric, for those of you who don't know, is from the Philippines and is currently hanging out in the beautiful city of Morton, Illinois. And I'm being told that we've also got another student, Paul Emile, here, who's in Galesburg. And I am not finding him when I search the participants. So if he's on somebody else's line, let me know and I will throw it to him in a bit as well. So we talked a little bit earlier about different opportunities for Rotary meetings. And I also wanted to throw it open to the group. We mentioned earlier, just so you're aware, everybody's muted right now, but there is a raise hand feature. Or you can privately message me in the group text and I'll get you on. So if anybody has any questions or any comments about the topic of alternative group meetings, feel free to either raise your hand and I'll unmute you or shoot me a private message and I can do the same. And while you're thinking about that, we have actually I think I've found Paul Emile. Somebody has told me he's in our participant list under the name iPhone, but we have 2 iPhones. So I'm going to unmute the first iPhone and hope it's Paul Emile. And if it's not, somebody else will have something to say. Is this Paul Emile?
And download our app. Shop now and get 20% off select items with a code.
It doesn't sound like it's Paul Emile. So let's try iPhone number 2. Paul Emile?
Oh, yeah, hello.
Hi there. How you doing? Do you have anything to say to District 6460?
Well, like the other guy said, I'm doing fine, and and actually, it's like I said before, it's sad that we can't go to school and stuff like that, but that gives me opportunity to do some other fun things home. I like to paint and stuff like that, so go for one and stuff like that. But otherwise, yeah, things are okay.
All right, very good. Yeah, if you're painting something interesting, throw a photo of it up in our Facebook group. I bet everybody'd love to see that. And also, maybe last, but certainly not least, we have from Jacksonville, Illinois, by way of Sardinia, Italy, we have Georgia here, our inbound exchange student. Georgia, you want to say anything to the fine folks of West Central Illinois?
Hi.
Hello.
These weeks have been kind of hard, like really hard for me. But we try to make the best in this scary and tough situation. And I ended up choosing what's better for me. So I'm like, even if I cannot say goodbye to you, like in a real life, I'm just like gonna say thank you for everything that you've done for me. And like for even if like met just once, I'm so glad for this experience. So that's
All
what I
right.
have to say.
Thank you very much. And Georgia, are you still on to record the program for our Friday meeting in Jacksonville?
Yes,
Okay.
I am.
Very good. So if you want to hear more from Georgia and her exchange experience, check out the Jacksonville Rotary Club Facebook page starting Friday at noon or anytime later, and she will be the program at the virtual meeting that we're holding. One thing that I had on my agenda, or actually, no, I've got a hand up. I've got Jack. Jack has his hand up. Jack, which club are you from, and what do you have to say? Jack. Hello, Jack. All right, Jack has walked away. Jack has apparently decided it's time for a Dorito break or something like that. So we will go ahead instead of him, and we will throw it to my good friend and my compadre in our governor line from Highland, Illinois, Maura Donnelly. Maura, you have anything to say to the people?
Did you see my message, Ryan?
I did. That's why I put you on.
I'm getting private messages from some people in the group. The installation banquet on June 20th is still tentatively a go until we hear further announcements. We'll keep that planned. Just watch your emails for further communication on how to get registered for that. I sure hope we get to do something fun because I know we're all tired of looking at computer screens from our homes and not having the social interaction. And this event will be a lot of fun. So look forward to actually taking place on the date.
Okay, very good. And just remind everybody, Maura, you said June 20th is the date. If we do go ahead with that, can you remind everybody of the venue? And I think you've also got a pretty fun theme lined up for us as well.
We do, although Roaring Twenties has lost its spunk, but it is a flapper theme, and we'll have anybody that wants to participate. A lot of people will be in costume, and we have some bouncers at the door and a speakeasy door, and we're going to have some live music and great food and just be a good night. So yeah, come dressed in costume and ready to have a good time at Wix Organ Factory. It's an industrialized venue space in Highland. Used to make Wix organs there, and they closed, and so she's converted it into a really cool venue space. Looking forward to it.
Okay, very good. Thanks for that update, Maura. And I will say, if anybody knows me, I'm not a big costume guy, but since I'm in the line and I'm going to be on stage, I am going to find myself some period appropriate clothing, which might be a challenge because I don't think they had many 300-pound men running around back in the 20s, but we'll do the best that we can. Let us now throw it to, I think he was having some audio issues earlier, so we skipped him, but he's coming back into the lineup from the Rotary Club of Springfield Sunrise. Your immediate past district governor, Brian Barstead, also incoming District Rotary Foundation chair, wants to talk to us a little bit. Brian.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, and I can hear Tiger.
All right, fantastic. I got Tiger Woods here. He wanted to say hello to everybody. Hey, we've got a couple things. I sent an email to every club president, president-elect, foundation chair, just about anybody who would have anything to do with the foundation district grant program yesterday, and just some updates. And if you would please direct your club president, club foundation chair to make sure they don't miss that email. It's pretty self-explanatory, but I would like people to know that we're going to try to be very flexible on grants this year. If a club has had a person who's attended grant training in the past, we're not going to worry about it if their president and their president-elect hasn't been to the grants training, so that they can still qualify for the grants. We also will be very flexible this year in the process of how we do grant application. We want to make it user-friendly, but we also are begging all the clubs, if they have closed their grant and they've done everything that they need to do, please get their final report in along with copies of the receipts and the things that they need to show that their project has been done. So the sooner we close grants from 2019, 2020, the faster we'll be able to offer grants in the future. Also, there was a memo that came out today that Rotary International is going to be providing opportunities for district grants related to COVID-19 response. So one of the things I'd like you to do in your communities is start doing an assessment with your local leaders. Talk to your mayor, talk to your local heads of Homeland Security, your law enforcement folks, and find out if there's anything that they could use a squad of able volunteers to help with. And maybe we can help with the response to this horrible situation. Rotary's not very good at being a first responder, but we're good at rebuilding. And I want you to take advantage of that. So keep in touch with me. I am currently the interim acting district foundation chair. And please keep Dan O'Brien, who was our outgoing one, in your prayers, because he's had a real health problem this year, and I hope you'll help him get well soon. So that's all I got.
Okay, thank you very
Be
much,
safe.
Brian. And just so it's clear, in case anybody had any questions, the health issue he mentioned with Dan O'Brien, unrelated to the pandemic, so didn't want anybody to get scared there. Since we talked a little bit about service with Brian there, that actually helps us segue to the next agenda item I had, which is basically, we talked a little bit about meetings and how you can continue to hold club meetings despite the fact that we are socially distanced, as it were. So let's talk a little bit too about service projects and the types of service projects that we might be able to pull off while we're in our current situation. To begin that, I have an idea from our district training chair from the Rotary Club of Jacksonville, Alan Stair. Al, hit us.
Hey, good evening, everyone. So good to be meeting with District 6460. One of the terms you're going to be reading and seeing a lot in the next few weeks is PPE. There's personal protective equipment for frontline healthcare workers. My brother is he does auto upholstery over in Taylorville, Illinois. He has already been contacted by Memorial in Taylorville and Memorial in Springfield, and he is sewing masks. He has the patterns for N95 quality masks. They cover both the nose and the mouth, and he shared those with me. Also, he told me that at Joann Fabrics, if you go to the checkout, the cash wrap at the front of Joann Fabrics, they already have assembled in bags a kit that can allow you to sew 10 masks either on a sewing machine or by hand. And you can take just virtually any fabric. He has literally been cutting up old sheets from when his kids were younger and is getting some amazing looking SpongeBob masks and some really unique things, but they do the work. And one of the things he said that is going on right now that has happened almost immediately is a shortage of elastic. So these are being tied with string or with ribbon, and they have alternate patterns that allow you to incorporate the string and ribbon into them. So this is a way to be contributing something that is vitally important right now to our frontline healthcare workers, and you can do it from home. You can do it safely. You can be following all the shelter-in-place guidelines, but still be contributing to this current situation.
Okay, very good, Al. Thank you for that. And maybe that's something you could do not just as an individual, but maybe that's something you could rally your club members to do. If you're not handy like I am, if you're terrible at crafts, I'm sure that there are other folks who could help out with other aspects of that supply chain.
It's super easy. Super easy.
Okay, I think you're underestimating how untalented I am, Alan. So let's go ahead, and with that said, we will mute Al. There's been Jack. Jack's iPad has had his hand up forever. I checked with him earlier. Let's see if he's there now. Jack, do you have anything to say?
You talking about me?
Yeah, Jack, you put your hand up.
No, I didn't mean to do that. So that was an error. I'm sorry, Ryan.
That's all right. Well, since you're here anyway, do you have anything you'd like to say?
No, just that I think this is neat and innovative, and Rotary needs to be on the cutting edge of using this technology in the next few months.
Okay, well, we'll see. I mean, they've said that, you know, if you have 100 monkeys locked up in a room with 100 typewriters, they'll eventually bang out the great American novel. And as I've gotten used to all this, I kind of know how those monkeys feel. But in any event, just another update. We've got a text chat, in case anybody's not seen it, from Trista Moody in Jacksonville, who's indicated that the Springfield Joann Fabrics is out of mask kits as of yesterday. So if you are looking for that mask project, you might want to try somewhere other than Joann in Springfield. All right, just a couple of other things on the subject of service projects. A couple of things I wanted to say about service projects, and a couple of ideas I'd gleaned from elsewhere on the internet. Is I want to emphasize, and some of you will think that this is a basic statement, but it truly is important. Before we go out and before we start planning any service projects, please do contact the folks or contact the organizations who you're going to be trying to benefit, and make sure that it is something they really truly need. Because we don't have this happen a lot, but we do have it happen from time to time, that there's somebody in a club, or not even a Rotary Club, another organization, who says, I think it would be really neat if we do X. But then when they get into the project, they find out that X might not necessarily be what their beneficiaries are looking for. So before you get too far into anything, please do pick up the phone. Please do reach out and make sure that you are addressing the greatest needs. Needs assessment is always very important. Al had mentioned the possibility of making masks. I will say as well, and I hate to keep talking about Jacksonville, but that's what's in my orbit. And by the way, as I go through these in a minute, I'm going to open up the lines and ask for folks who have other service project ideas. So if you've got that, you might want to get in the queue by either raising your hand or shooting me a private message. Another service project idea, we just got a message in Jacksonville today that our organization that typically does doorbell dinners for those who can get out of their homes is in need of alternate volunteers to deliver those doorbell dinners. And the reason for that is the majority of the folks who normally volunteer in that capacity are senior citizens themselves. So they are in a high-risk demographic for COVID-19 and are really the ones who should be socially isolating. I say that not because it's a need that's unique to Jacksonville. If you've got an organization in your community that you know delivers doorbell meals or does something similar, I would recommend that you reach out to them and see if they need any help, because they might be in a similar position. their regular delivery folks might not be able to do it. The other thing that I would ask everybody to keep in mind is I saw an email from one of my district governor nominee classmates recently who indicated that he's in a club where they prepay for meals. Their meal costs are in their dues. And if you're in that situation, obviously you are not going to be meeting with your club probably for the next month. So there's been a question of what to do with the prepaid meal costs that are included in folks' dues. And what he indicated that he was going to do in response to that is he was going to contact the folks who host their meals on a weekly basis and figure out how much of the meal cost goes to staff and how much of it goes to actual food cost. And he was going to take the portion that normally of their prepaid meals that normally goes to staff, and they were going to make a donation to a fund to help out those workers' families because quite a few of them might be without income right now or might be only with a reduced income. And then they were going to take the portion that's allocated to food costs and they were going to donate that to a local food bank. So just another thought would be if you've got that prepaid money in your club's funds already for meals, try to figure out something charitable that you can do with that. Brian Barstead has also privately messaged me and has indicated that there is a disaster response fund that the Rotary Foundation is setting up for COVID-19. And if you do have extra money from meals or anything else, you might go ahead and you might consider getting it into the Rotary Foundation's COVID-19 fund. Is there anybody else who has any questions or any suggestions about service projects we all might be able to do at this time? If so, shoot me a message or raise your hand and I can get you unmuted. Well, I am not seeing anything immediately on that, and we've got also, I've got some messages coming in. Don't forget as well, you do have local food banks who are experiencing need at this time, particularly as folks are laid off of work. There will be some additional need at the food banks, and obviously a need at all times of year, but especially at this time, the blood banks will need your assistance as well. So I would say don't only donate food, don't only donate blood individually, but also try to get into a position where you can organize that with your club. You know, organize a virtual blood drive or a virtual food drive within your club, have folks report in when they donate, and maybe tune it into a little bit of a competition, because we can always do more with a little bit of friendly competition. We have a hand up here from Trista Moody in Jacksonville. Trista, what would you like to add?
Hello, everybody. I don't have an idea for a new service project idea, but I just wanted to kind of add on with the mask idea. I think outside of just even hospitals, nursing home staff is also very short on masks. I work in-home senior care, so we're actually busy making masks for all of my coworkers. So kind of think of other agencies and things that also might need them that are also in short supply. So that was kind of it.
Okay, thank you very much, Trista. We will go ahead, and I am getting a message as well from a past district governor. There's always a risk when you hand the microphone over to a past district governor, and I guess that's true even of a virtual microphone, but we've got some comments from Steve Hopper in Macomb. Steve.
Yes, thank you, Ryan, and thanks for setting this up. We talk a lot about local opportunities, but this year we have a very special opportunity with our Heart to Heart program, which we've done for 15 years or so with Mexico City, between all the zones, the two zones, 30 and 31. We do 8 to 10 global grants a year, but this particular year, they're going to be celebrating 100 years of Rotary. I think it's April in 2021. And Rotary clubs throughout Mexico have proposed projects that they truly, truly need. This was before the COVID-19 issue, but we have over 250 projects that range from $500 to $10,000 in virtually every focus area of Rotary's foundation. And these are smaller projects, so they wouldn't be global grants. But if your club would like to do an international project that can really, really help people in even greater need than we are right now, I'd really recommend you take a look. I've sent information to your presidents-elect, the assistant governors are aware of it. If clubs would like to get together and do something, there's not a lot of resources. They can go a great deal toward helping people in Mexico. And I might also throw out, yesterday we had a foundation board meeting of our district foundation board. And for those of you in smaller clubs that don't have foundations, we're available to help you to receive gifts to be used toward your projects that fit into those areas of focus. So we're more than willing to help you. I don't know that everyone even knows we exist, but we're here to help. So those are my 2 cents.
Okay,
Thank you.
Steve, and not to put you on the spot, but I know even before the COVID-19 pandemic, you were getting a lot of windshield time driving around and doing presentations to clubs about Heart to Heart and about the good work that they're doing. I guess I would ask you the question, now that more and more of us are meeting virtually, would you be willing to hop on and be the program at a virtual meeting for a Rotary Club?
I'd be willing to do that. I've been to India and I've participated in National Immunization Day. I've been to 4 different heart-to-heart pilgrimages, and I'm certainly willing to talk about any issue that might be of interest to you. And it's easier for me because I don't have to drive down to Highland or anything. I remember being a governor, I spent a lot of time on the road. Doing this through Zoom or something would really be intriguing.
All right, thank you very much, Steve. And I will, at this point, say that we are reaching the top of an hour. And I'm getting a message now that we might have one more comment about youth exchange from Tiffany. So let's unmute Tiffany. And what do you got, Tiff?
Thanks. The one thing that I didn't mention when I was talking about youth exchange before was the incoming class. So right now things are kind of on hold for the 8 clubs that are going to be hosting the 2020-2021 year. So the students that'll be coming in August. The U.S. isn't granting any visas right now, and we're unable to get paperwork signed from schools and things right now. So just be thinking about those students who thought they were coming in August, who might not be coming in August, or who might be coming late, and just how everybody's life's on hold, and their lives are, the 10,000 youth exchange students through Rotary all over the world whose lives are very much on hold right now. Just think about them and keep them in your thoughts. So I just wanted to give an update on the next class too that was coming. Thanks, Ryan.
Okay, thank you, Tiffany. Also, just one more thing. I noticed somebody who is on the call anonymously had indicated that there's an organization called Central Illinois Midwest Mission. I'm not familiar with that or where they are, but maybe somebody else is. Apparently, the Central Illinois Midwest Mission does have fabric and kits available for masks, and they need help cutting material as well. So if anybody would Google up Central Illinois Midwest Mission, they might be somebody who could help you out sewing masks. So unless anybody has anything else to add to the good of the cause, we are close to the top of the hour, and I did indicate in our communication that I was going to try to keep this meeting to an hour. I do believe that we've got unlimited time on the call, so if anybody else, I'm getting a message that we do have some hands raised, and I'm not seeing those because of, I had something else pulled up. Kathy Jo Wall, our district secretary, has her hand up as unmuted. Kathy?
Ryan, I want to tell you how very, very proud I am of you. This has been an amazing evening and an amazing call. It's lovely to see everyone's face, and I just think this is a great thing, and thank you for all your hard work. Very well prepared and very, very well worth our time. and we will be together soon.
Well, thank you very much, Kathy. And I will say too to folks, this is not necessarily the only time that we're going to be doing this. We did not have, prior to tonight, necessarily a plan for weekly or more regular district meetings, but now that we've gotten together, we'll go ahead and we'll talk in the G line about whether this is something we want to continue, and if so, at what frequency. We've also got a comment, it looks like, from Jack from Morton. Jack?
Yes, I would like to invite people, if they're bored and have nothing to do and all this stuff and going crazy, to attend a meeting of the E-Club of Innovation, which is based in the UK. They also meet on Wednesday. If you go to the 6460 Facebook page, you'll see a notice of the meeting from today. And the information always stays the same, the number stays the same, the time stays the same. Generally, there is a speaker. If there is no speaker, then it's just an open meeting where we chat and get to know each other. Very interesting experience because it's not just local people. They're from all over. Give you an example, today, I think there are 15, 20 countries that was involved in the meeting, and normally one guy that comes up and shows up quite often is in Nepal. And so you'll meet people from all over the world, and also have very, very interesting speakers. And I would suggest, if you're going to do the meetings, you don't have to limit yourself to local. As long as you can find someone who's interesting and has a broadband connection, you got them. The speaker today was in Afghanistan. And my last program at the Morton meeting was an exchange student from 2 years ago from the Czech Republic, and blew her up on the wall, and she gave us an update as to what's been happening since she went home. So, you know, you don't have to limit yourself to the local area to get a speaker. Grab anybody that you find interesting. That's my tip.
All right, thank you very much, Jack. And I think Mark Roberts, our district governor, also posted about an E-Club opportunity in our district Facebook group a couple of days ago, so you can look up that post for another opportunity. Just FYI, I'm getting some more text comments here. Another resource to potentially help with masks is Mission Outreach. That's a Springfield-based organization I'm being told about, and you can reach them at mission-outreach.org. So that's mission-outreach.org for some potential mask work as well. Also, looks like we've got Les. I believe Les is in Peoria. Les has his hand up. Les, you got anything for us?
I do real quick, Ryan. So we're on our roughly 8th year at Peoria North doing the Hoops to End Polio based on the NCAA tournament. Typically, in any given year, that's the case. This year, that's not the case. We've decided to move forward with it anyway. We're basically creating a bracket. We generate in excess of $1,000, sometimes $1,500 a year. That money goes to the international, and then the winner in normal years, whoever's picked the champion to win and got the most points throughout their brackets, wins a Paul Harris Fellow. This year, we're going to down select and just continue to go down, and whoever wins the championship in a random draw will become a Paul Harris Fellow.
Okay, thank you very much, Les. And I have seen posts about that already on the Peoria North Club's Facebook page. So if you've got some more questions about that, you can connect with them through Facebook, and I'm sure that they would be glad to help you out. I did get one more question through our text chat. Scott up in Peoria asked me if this call was being recorded, and if so, would it be available for later viewing for anybody who was not able to join us live? The answer to that question is a tentative yes. I say tentative just because it's my first time doing this, so who knows if the technology will actually cooperate, but Yes, if everything works as planned, this has been recorded. I have opened a YouTube account in the name of our district, and my intention is to upload this meeting to YouTube and then to share links in our district Facebook group and elsewhere online. So you will be able to pass this around to other folks. We also, for anybody who's joined us on video, now have Lucy, the official West Highland Terrier of Rotary, sitting in the lap of Brian Barstead. Lucy's waving to everybody. But I think we have gone ahead and actually, I've got one more message that's just popped in. Let me see if I can get him. This is, I think, now our official Rotary District 6460 song leader after a video popped up on Facebook earlier. Tom Foley. Tom, I think you're in Galesburg, and why don't you just share with me, share with the group what you just shared with me.
Oh, well, first of all, there's a fantastic group. It's not through Rotary, it's on Facebook, but it's called Heart Hunters. It's a really simple idea. All you do is cut out a heart and put it up on your window. That's all you have to do. It's becomes a scavenger hunt for people that are out taking walks, getting exercise. So they'll walk through your neighborhood and they'll see a heart in the window, and it'll just be fun. It's simple, there's no contact, it almost costs nothing, and it started right here in Galesburg, Illinois, just like on Friday or something, and now there's 200,000 people doing it in all 50 states, and it's international. Just go to Facebook. I don't know how you can get to it except through Facebook, but it's under Facebook, under Heart Hunters. It's a really cool, fun thing. I'll try to send something to Ryan as an email so that he could just send it to you as an email for folks that aren't watching this. And then the song leading thing, there's nothing to brag about that. It was just fun. People thought it was fun. I'm not a very good singer, you could tell, but we're just trying to get together and sing a song together. And we're going to try it tomorrow. I don't know what song yet. I don't pick it until the day of, actually. And so I would encourage you guys, any of you all, if you don't do a song, then start doing songs. They're fun. I know it's kind of old. We did My Land Is Your Land last week, and I'm thinking about doing a blues song. I won't announce it till tomorrow. And thank you, Ryan.
Oh, thank you, Tom. And we are going to keep looking forward to those videos. I do, if you have the music and you have the opportunity, I would request that you sing the good old R-O-T-A-R-Y, that spells Rotary, because I know that that is a personal favorite of District Governor Mark Roberts. So if you could sing that and maybe dedicate it to him, he would absolutely love it.
Right on. Okay. Yep.
All right.
I listen to the nominees.
Okay. Thank you very much, Tom. Okay. I am at this juncture not seeing any more hands up, not seeing any more text comments, and we are at 8:05 in the evening. So I am, I think, going to formally adjourn this meeting. Though, as I indicated earlier, we have unlimited time. So if there's anybody who would like to hang around and just continue to have a conversation, I will gladly stay on to host that. I have been reminded that in order to officially adjourn the meeting, much like I began the meeting, I need to ring the bell. Yes, this is an official Rotary bell I have in my basement. Why do I have it? Your guess is as good as mine, but we are officially adjourned.
Another meeting.
Okay.
Hi, Tom.
What's up, Zane?
Who's on there?
Hey, everybody.
Zane, what's up?
There. What is
Hi.
up? More Eric, Mr.
Hello,
Byers. How's it going?
What's
Hey,
up?
there.
You
Hey.
unmuted everyone. Hello.
Hello, Betsy, Ellen. We got the whole gang
Hi.
here.
How's it
Anya,
going?
hey. Pierre, Eric, Kathy,
Hola.
Zane,
Mr.
I'm so
Foley,
proud of you.
everybody's in here.
Good to see everyone.
It's always good to see all you guys, right? You, Beth.
So glad you
Kathy.
joined us, Zane.
Hey, Jack.
I wouldn't have missed it. I wouldn't have missed it.
Oh, he left.
Take care and have fun in Brazil, Zane.
I will, I promise. Okay?
Good night, everybody. Stay safe.
Good night, Al.
All right. Wash your hands.
here, and then
Wash your hands, everybody.
go down there.
Yeah.
Downstairs.
Thank you very much, Mr.